I've known Dennis and Lois since I think it might have been from 1980 onwards. When the Undertones came on our second tour to America, it was our first tour on our own. The first previous tour was with The Clash, 1979. I don't think I met them then, I think so. I think it was the second tour. And I believe they did our merchandise then.
And do you know how they hooked up with the Undertones?
Well, it must have been through the Ramones, because obviously us being massive Ramones fans, I think Dennis and Lois came to check us out maybe when we played in New York in '79 perhaps. Or in fact, they might even have met Mickey Bradley and Fergal Sharkey in '78 when the Ramones were on tour in Britain, and Fergal and Mickey had come over to London to negotiate with Seymour Stein to sign with Sire Records, basically. So it might have gone back 2 years from there.
So what was your first impression of them? Like, I guess you discovered that they were doing merch for you guys, and you obviously said hello.
I think they offered to do merch for us, because they were big fans. We just had it off right away, because they're just genuinely beautiful people, really kind, generous, and also big, massive music fans. So, and the fact that they did merch for the Ramones was a huge bonus as well, because obviously we just adored the Ramones. So we get to hang out with people who knew the Ramones and told us great anecdotes and stories about them. So besides that, it was just, it was like a match made in heaven. They were just so kind to us. I've known Dennis and Lois now for must be about 20 odd years, and maybe coming on 30 actually, because we're now in 2010. So it's been quite a long time. Over the years, we haven't always kept in contact, but maybe every 5 years we'd in the old days used to write to each other, or I'd go to New York and hook up with them, give them a ring. The last few years, the Undertones came back to America about 2005, 2006, and again I got in contact with Dennis and Lois, and they kindly put us up for I think a day, maybe 2 nights even, when we just arrived in New York, at their house in Bensonhurst, which was a really nice thing to do, and we kept in touch ever since.
Talk about the house.
The house, absolutely amazing. Memorabilia everywhere, especially Ramones memorabilia, but also, I just seem to remember very cluttered. You could never have a kid there, but what's great, if you were a kid, you just fall in love with it because there's so many toys, trinkets, you name it, from way back from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever. Just an amazing place, like a museum, basically.
And I had a hard time finding where the bed was, where they eat.
Yeah.
Did you have the
same problem? We didn't know where the bathroom was even, because it was like every room looked the same because it was just full of memorabilia. I think Dennis and Lois they really genuinely loved us. Maybe like the way John Peel kind of fell in love with us as well, because they could see that we were, just naturally ourselves. There was no pose with the Undertones, but we still believed in the punk rock spirit of anybody can do it. And maybe they seen us, they looked on the Undertones maybe the way they used to look upon the Ramones as well, when they first met the Ramones and fell in love with their music and the sort of innocence in a way of it, and the beauty, the simplicity of it. So there must have been a warmth there that attracted them to us. After the Undertones, of course, I was in a band called That Better Emotion, and just recently we've reformed again, and we played in New York in the Bell House in Brooklyn. And of course, who could we get but Dennis and Lois to do merch for us? So it was it's amazing, for me anyway, 30 years later, I've got these two wonderful people at the helm again, looking after us, and we could trust them, of course, and it was just brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
Talk about the two as individuals. What did each one like?
Lois is a very maternal figure, actually. She cares about you in a motherly way. She'll look after you. She's the kind of person who'd probably darn your socks if you asked her to. But free spirit, a real free spirit. Dennis he strikes me as just a real music fan, massive knowledge of rock and roll, a real lover of rock and roll. To us, they're like mother and father figure, really. They really genuinely, they have that love for the bands they really like. They care about people. They're just true friends, basically.
Caring, sharing Americans, Marquis Smith said.
Caring, sharing Americans, I would say that's definitely true.
And what do you think makes them tick? I mean, they're almost 65. They're still going.
I don't know. Maybe they're outsiders as well, because they've got this free spirit that they do what they do. They don't have to, they do it the unconventional way, and maybe that's why they like unconventional bands. Maybe like the Mekons or something, or the Ramones. They do it their own way, and it's not a reason for admiring them.